Hey y'all, what's up? I hope everyone has had a great week. A lot has been going on for me per usual. It's Mother's Day weekend, so I told my son I am not doing anything. You hear me? So, not cleaning, not doing nothing. I even took off 2.5 hours early off of work today because I was so freaking tired from the week. I was just tired. I've been going to bed late, waking up early, going to bed late just to have me time. But because I've been working out more, for the sake of health wise, after that health scare I had last week, like I've been tired as hell. Like my son goes to bed at 9:30, between 9 and 9:30. Normally when I put him down, I'll come downstairs and I read or watch TV, and then I fall asleep. I've been falling asleep on the couch, and then I'll wake up. I'm thirsty. I have to use the restroom, and then it'd be like 3, 4 in the morning, and go upstairs and go to bed. So, shout out to all the moms. Shout out to all the single moms. Shout out to all the moms that kids have special needs. Shout out to the moms that are in unorthodox jobs like mine. Shout out to the moms that are married but basically are single moms. The ones that are in happy relationships that let their husbands or whatever provide or live out their dream, and they don't hardly get to see them, so they're with the kids most of the time. Like growing up, my dad was a restaurant manager for IHOP. We might have seen him 2 days a week. So I guess me being with the music entertainer wasn't that unfamiliar for me, because he's gone a lot during the month when we were together. But and my family is musicians. Shout out also to the moms that are single moms that are in unhappy marriages. I am so sorry, especially when the husband, all he thinks he has to do is go to work. As someone that has had the opportunity to do both, and I honestly prefer going to work over being a stay-at-home mom. Shout out to the stay-at-home moms. It is not easy, okay? Did it for 2 years. Going to work is the easy part. And then you get adult interaction. Being with a child, it can become depressing. You don't have adult interaction. You gotta keep the house clean, keep the kids entertained, keep foods on the table, keep activities. Try to keep your sanity, like the day-to-day, the stuff that goes on in operation of the house family. It's so much. And then you get home to a spouse, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, and they just come home and plop down, don't want to talk about their day, don't want to interact with you, expect food to be on the table, which should be or whatever, but then might expect everything to be super clean, and you might have had a day where mentally you can't do it. And then don't try to help with the kids even though you've been with them all day. Like, going to work is the easy part. Trust me. I'm telling you, for everyone who does not know that, going to work compared to being at home raising kids is the easy part out of the two. Not to mention, you're saving on daycare costs. You know how much it costs for daycare? Okay? In North Carolina, an infant is, I think, $2,000 a month. Starting. Okay? Then as they get older, it gets less. Like my son was 4 years old. We moved back here. It was $750 for him to go to daycare for a month. In Florida, it was a fourth of the price. And that's because she was older, and I think my sister went. So, whatever. But shout out to all those. And then shout out to the people that lost their moms. They don't have no one to contact, talk to. Their mom is gone, left the earth. Or they just don't talk to them because they don't hold them account. Their mom always tries to play the guilt game, doesn't want to hold accountability. They cut ties, or decided to have children and be a deadbeat, because there are deadbeat moms. Okay, I feel for you. Just remember that your mom is special if you have one. Y'all might not always agree, but she is special. Now shout out to my mama. I'm the oldest of 4 on my mom's side. My dad had 3 other girls. I'm the oldest overall. So for me, my dad wasn't in my life like that. My mom remarried, and that became when I was, how old was I? I was 11. They've been together since I was 6, so that's my dad. But came later to find out that my dad was bipolar. Didn't get it diagnosed until about 10 years ago. So when he was good, mentally in his right mind, he was around. But then when he was bad, he wasn't around. And I held resentment and did not know that until I got older. Now he has epilepsy, so my aunt's taking care of him. But anyways, tonight's episode was great. I need to put a shirt on. I get home and get comfortable. Yeah. Tonight's episode was good. I like my hair. It's just a shirt to have on. So, it was good. I was confused at first. I had to ask Twitter because they were showing the Raw. Like, I did not watch Raw, okay? I was trying to watch it before and ended up stopping. I was confused on the matches because the matches have 4 men, 4 women for Raw, which is understandable, okay? Because if you cut out, like, today, we might have had 1 or 2 promos. If you, I'm trying to think. We had Bloodline, we had Cody. No, we had 3 if you count AJ. AJ and Randy talking. So there's just brief. So I'm putting them together. Count 3. If you take out the extended promos for Raw, you could fit 8 matches. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 hours. Normally, like I said, with Smackdown, it's 6. So you get about 4 matches. You get about 2 talking segments or promos. You know what I'm saying? And it equates to 6 segments altogether. You know, so for when I saw 4 and 4, I was like, what is happening? And I was like, so did they get extended time from Fox? Like, what is going on? So someone was like, they're going to do it the weekend. So I was like, did you just make that up or did you hear that? And then later on, Corey had explained that they had said that. But for me, knowing that SmackDown is 2 hours, I would have done the matches if I was going to do 4. I did 3 and 3. Okay. Maybe try to squeeze it in. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I would have did 3 and 3, that way, I'm just thinking about it because I said 6 segments, and of course we need some promos. So I said 3 and 3. I would, because normally I think SmackDown has 2 dark matches at the beginning and 1 at the end. If that was the case, I would have probably had. Okay, so if I do 3 and 3, right? That would have given me. So I would have had just 1 regular dark match at the beginning. And then I probably would have, or I would have had the 2 tournaments at the beginning or dark matches. 1 is a woman, 1 is a man. Then would have had the regular show. So then you would have saw on a chart already who competed and what their status is. Then I would have had the other 3 compete on the other 2. Wait, the other 2 groups compete. So you'll have the 4 matches and then you'll have the segments of, you know, the promos. Then after that, after SmackDown, I would have had the regular dark match. And then, you know, Cody speaking and signing autographs and stuff. And then for the next week, I would have had the 3 matches instead of 4. Out of the 3 winners, I would have had a triple threat match. And whoever won would advance to go to Saudi Arabia to fight whoever won for Raw. So that would have made it 2 matches, right? For the King of the Ring. And then you'd have 2 free matches to do whatever. To showcase people, new people coming on the roster, whatever. More promos, longer matches, whatever you wanted to do. Because I didn't like the setup as far as matches were concerned. And I say that to say one of the matches All the matches seemed pretty good except for the one that I wanted to see. So that's probably why I'm saying it. But all the matches were pretty good. I really wanted to see the Bianca and Candiace one. Like that was the one for the women that I was anticipating out of the entire list. I knew Naomi and Nia was going to do that thing. Like I had no doubt. You know what I'm saying? People were saying that Piper and Jade was going to be interesting. I forgot already who Michin is going against. Is it Zelina? No, she's in Raw. She's on Raw. So I don't know. I gotta look at it again. But my son. But Bianca and Candiace, I wanted to see. Bianca, my girl. Y'all know I say that every time. Her and Liv are my girls, okay? But Candiace is really good, okay? She has to be one of the best underrated or one of the best superstars that people, I won't say underrated because all of them are phenomenal, but one of the best superstars that people forget about, if in a sense, just like her husband. Like you see Johnny and you see people like him and stuff like that, but and not until he gets in the ring you're like, oh, like even before DIY, like me seeing him on TV and I was like, oh, okay. Like, and them two as a couple, like, okay, but them two wrestling individually, I think I saw something to her on Raw last year and I was like, I forgot how good she is. Like, she is phenomenal. You hear me? Like, I want a rematch. I'm already on the match. I might as well. Both of the girls' gear looks great. Of course, I love Candiace's gear. I love the different colors. Bianca looks good in gold. She came out. Jade was bouncing to her thing. She, did the thing with the big three and stuff like that. Go get them, whatever. But I wanted it to be whatever it was going to be. Like, if it was going to be 15-minute match, give us a 15-minute match. I want a rematch. Like, that match right there, if y'all would have let them do it longer, I knew they would have cooked, okay? That's one of the matches. Now, I got to go back. I know the winners of the matches for Raw, but I got to go back and see these matches because the ones I was anticipating were Dragunov and Ricochet. I think 3 out of 4 of the men's matches. And then I wanted to see Ivy and Zoe. And I wanted to see who did Oscar compete against? I forgot. I think it was Lyra. I wanted to see. I can't remember if it was Lyra and Oscar or. And speaking of, since Raw had the new NXT people, I'm surprised SmackDown didn't, because let me tell you something. Belair can wrestle her behind off. You hear me? My son and I watched Deadline earlier this year. She won overall, most pins and stuff like that. But I was like, oh my God. Like, she is a beast. Okay? Huh? You call me? Okay. He's not talking to me. And then, so like I was surprised not to see her, and unless they're gonna showcase her later, which I'm fully okay with. If we're gonna showcase her later and have her have a real match and not like squash matches to anticipate, oh, she's the real deal, like how y'all deal with like Jade and stuff like that. Like, we don't need to know, and Braun Breaker, like, we don't need to know that, okay? Maybe the new people need to know that don't watch NXT, and I'm not gonna say it 1,000,001 times. Y'all need to watch NXT. Because some of the stuff y'all be saying in the IWC world, y'all would shut up about if y'all watch NXT, okay? Like, somebody put on a thing, okay, so somebody that I follow interviews Jacob Fatu a lot, okay? And 2 years ago, before Solo got signed, or while he got signed, he didn't say nothing, they interviewed Solo. So they showed clips of that show that popped up on my YouTube. So I go to click on it, right? And it's a little real jump for a minute. And people under there talking about, oh, he could talk. He could talk. And I'm like, did y'all watch him in NXT? And someone was like, some of his best stuff, promos was in NXT against Carmelo. I said, okay. Like, if you watch it, you ain't got, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about another thing about watching and getting to know stars in developmental, not just to see how talented they are and to see them actually develop, but to know who they are before they get to the main roster. It's just like watching college or college football, basketball, and then them coming to the pros. Like, you gotta know. Then you're not, as far as you're not skeptical or you're not in the dark when they make it. So, yeah, cause I'm like that whole solo not talking thing irked my nerves. Okay, about that, and then something else on that happened, and it's talking about on NXT on the main roster and then NXT, and I was like, okay, I'm not even going, but y'all know what I mean. So what else? Yeah, like I wanted the match to be longer, and then Indy being on the sideline and messing with Bianca's knee, and I think that's the same knee she messed up when she had that triple threat between her, Io, and no, I think it was her, Asuka, and Charlotte, and the Io cashed in. So I think it's the same knee, okay? And Indy gets with the program of Candiace turning like heel type situation and helping her. So I was like, I want to see Bianca versus Candiace in a solo match rematch, and or because they could do both or the other. I want them in a tag team match against Jade and them, okay? Because I know that's gonna be a good match. You hear me? Like, we could start the history for that. Could start tonight. Could have started for tonight. Then, okay. So going back to the beginning. First Smackdown got introduced. Nick comes out. Nick comes out and he's like, welcome to Smackdown, whatever, Pennsylvania, whatever. Come out, introduce Cody Rhodes. Cody comes out, and then they're talking about his competitor. So I'm like, who the hell is going to compete against him, right? As soon as the music hit, Logan, I'm like, Logan. First, he got a haircut, or color his hair, or both, because I'm like, his hair looks different. Y'all know, okay? That's the first thing I noticed on people's faces. When they come here, it's their hair and their teeth. Like, but so he comes out, right? I forgot what he was about to have a conversation. Oh, he said, I know who your next person is, all this other stuff. So then Logan comes out. And then people are saying Logan sucks. And then he's talking about he's the longest reigning champion of all time. And I'm like, he forget Roman Reigns that fast? Like, he got amnesia? And then, so Cody was like, some people call you a jackass. And I was like, okay, or a dumbass, something like that. So then I was like, yeah. So then, don't forget me. So then, they was talking, and then they was talking about prime sex selected. Then he was running down the facts. It's only got 2 grand. I said, okay, you better know your product, okay? One thing you're not going to play Logan about is his drink, okay? He already got issues with somebody trying to, or some company trying to sue, talking about problem is not healthy just to slander their name or just to be famous or get a check or whatever. That's crazy. Like, how, that's a whole situation. Like, how can you prove that? And then if I go into a lab, or if, like me, if I was a scientist, right, I'm not biased towards a drink. My son drank it. He's very, very picky and particular about what he likes. He liked it for a little bit. Certain flavors he did not like, and it's fine. Everybody's not gonna like every flavor. He doesn't drink it anymore. He's not into sports drinks anymore. Like, one point in time, he was real heavy on the Powerade, Gatorade, Prime. Nothing now. It's juice and water. Okay? He just grew out of it. And, but like, if I was a scientist, I have no hat, no thing in the ring or whatever. What they say, hat in the ring, whatever they say. And I was here to test it just off of that, for like a case or a stipulation like that, and then you lose, you can be embarrassed. Then you get counted. Then you would get countersued for slandering. Like that's crazy. Just to like, I don't know. I read that I think a couple weeks ago, and I was like, really? Like, I know a lot of people lie about stuff all the time with their products, and then FDA passes it because the FDA wants you rather you get sick than be healthy because they also approve drugs that you know um, Congress, a lot of Congress invest in or buy stocks and stuff in, just like the whole cannabis things that's about to go legal. That have more than half the Congress is already investing in, so they're going to vote yes for it, so that they can make money off of it. Okay, but to say that and not to have no proof is crazy. Anyways, so I was like, talk your talk. So then what's the name was like? He was like, um, he said he's the fastest rising rookie. So I was like, okay, I think his debut was WrestleMania. I legit had to Google because I didn't see his WrestleMania match during WrestleMania. I didn't start watching until 2 years ago this time, I think. So it was like literally the week after Naomi. That's crazy. 2 years has gone by so fast. The week after Naomi and Sasha had left their tag team titles, right? And um sat them down and left. She honestly could start a story and say she never lost her title, just find a partner and then go back and fight for her for real. But sat it down and left. That's the week I started watching. Okay. I don't even know what day that was. That was the week I started watching. I know it was in May 2022. So I didn't know he had a WrestleMania. I saw him in SummerSlam and I was impressed. So and then the whole thing with um the match with who did he have it at? The match in Saudi with Roman. I forgot who else he had matches with. But if that was his whole year from then to April 2023 of 39 WrestleMania, then yeah, I would say he had a pretty good year because I think the match with Ricochet was the month after that. Was it Backlash of 2023 he had? I know it was after WrestleMania. But for the past 2 years, yes, I will say he has been one of the fastest rising stars. He has also been one of the most impressive. I can't even say now that he's a celebrity turned wrestler. I'll just say he's a wrestler. And I thought it was just me, like I always say, but other wrestlers, even vets that no longer wrestle, are impressed by him. So I guess I know what I'm talking about a little bit. Someone was like, just because of the pop that Cody gives, he's not going to lose his belt anytime soon. And that the match is going to be a real good match. And then also, I think Cody is a member or a sponsor of Prime or whatever. None of that matters to me. I just want to see good matches. You know what I'm saying? Like, him and Ricochet was a good match. I think every PLE he's been in, for me, has been impressive. I do want to see like him and Santos, him and Montez, like the King of the Frog Splash. I do want to see that. Like I really do. So, but neither one of them have titles, not unless they're competing for his title. But when he called him delusional, I was laughing because I was like, that's the same thing A Town Down Under is. Like, they are hilarious. And I've tweeted that. They are hilarious because they're authentically yourself in a way, but they're completely delusional. Like, and I was like, it'd be a good faction with them three, and then add Pretty Deadly to the faction. Pretty Deadly would be the comedic relief. Oh, they're gone to dang, they're going to Raw. Well, you still have them three as a small type of group. I don't know what it would be called. But yeah, he is delusional between the longest reign in that and then calling it the Logan Levesque era. And I was like, what? Like, I be looking like, I be so confused sometimes. Like, do y'all you can't do nothing but laugh. Like, the character that they play is so funny. So then they come out, they leave, and I would look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, that took 18 minutes. So somebody's match is going to either get cut short, which the one I wanted to see did, or cut completely. Okay. So then after that, I think it was a promo with Byron and AJ about him losing and all that other stuff, talking about France had helped them lose. And then after that, it was Baron and Carmelo, which I didn't know Carmelo had that. Or if he did, I don't pay attention to it. I think I knew he had it, but I didn't know it was like up close. The way it was shaded in looked really, really cool. I love the fact that Baron at his interview was like he was happy and then he was gambling and then he was sad and he went to NXT to find himself, which is the best thing I think he could have done. And he's come back, and then when he came back with the interest with the ship, and I was like, if he had that at NXT, I know I don't pay attention to certain people's interests, because I was like, oh, or they didn't have the graphics for it. Because I was like, I know certain people interested in NXT, when I hear their music, I know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But like other people, I don't pay attention until Alicia had announced them. And then I forgot that she got hired for Smackdown. Okay? Love Mike Rome. Favorite when he announces Cody Rhodes. Last Friday, I was like, I don't know if he's sick or something, but it wasn't hitting for me like it normally does. And I guess because he hasn't said it in like a year, that's probably why. And I was like, I don't know if he's gotten demoted or if he asked to be in NXT. For me, personally, I feel like if I were in a situation where I work for WWE and I was an announcer or someone that does backstage stuff, if I had a good relationship with the people that call the shots, then I would want to go to NXT. And I only say that because I have a child. You know what I'm saying? So I would want to leave and be in whatever part of Florida that they're going to be in the weekend and on Tuesdays and stuff like that. So I can go back home to my son, you know what I'm saying? And then get him ready for school tomorrow. I don't want to miss out. It's just me and him, you know? So, or if I was taking care of a family member that might be sick or younger or older, then I would want to stay on NXT. Especially if my check ain't gonna change. Like, it don't make me no difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me personally. Like, I would love to see the different cities and stuff like that, but I know that this way I get the best of both worlds. I get to take care of my child and I get to live out my dream, if that makes sense. So, I don't know, or maybe he got demoted, but it's none of my business. And I only found that out because people kept retweeting stuff on Twitter, because I don't read any of the articles or any of that on purpose. Like, even emails now I get at WWE, like, it'd be like, sign up to be the first to get exclusive ticket, to know like when WrestleMania or something's coming on. I get those, but then you get the text and stuff about WWE shop or this week on Smackdown or Raw, and I'm like, I don't want to know. Especially if it wasn't now announced the week before, or if you ain't kind of sensed that it was going to be a match. You know what I'm saying? Like last week. If I say for last week, I saw like JD and Ricochet get in each other's face, and I already know that they're going to have a match next week. You know what I'm saying? But if I didn't know, or nothing transpired the week before, and y'all just announced it, I'm looking at the email, that just blew the fan experience for me. I want to be surprised. Like, so I don't read none of that. I don't care how true or false it is. Like, I literally want to react. And I don't want to get, because when I feel like I get into too much politics on that end of it, I lose interest. Like, it cuts out the childlike experience and the storytelling experience for me. So that's just me. Yeah, but literally got chills and goosebumps every time she announced. So when she first announced, was it Baron Corbin? First of all, the Baron chants I was here for, okay? Then when she said Carmelo Hazel, was it? Did she say Carmelo Hazel, Bianca? One of them. It's the you could tell. Okay, she gives me. I know if this. I don't know if it's true or not. She gives me like a drummer type for a rock band. Okay, she gives me that she sings rock, alternative, and if you want her to, she can go blues R&B. And then the growl is from the rock. So every time she announces certain people, she has that husk growl in her voice. It's from a singer standpoint. She has that husk growl in her voice, and it gives me chills every time. Because when she announced, what did she say? Was it Randy's name? Randy Orton. I literally caught, you know how the rock do like this, and he gets goosebumps. When she said Randy Orton, I literally said, "Ooh," like a chill. Like when I used to be like, Mike is my favorite to announce Cody, and then she is. I wanted her to do it. Like I like Nick. I like the sarcasm he brings, but I love when she like I'm here for her announcing, and then that's been like another black girl, you know, breaking barriers. Both of the ring announcers, you know what I'm saying. We already got one black Raw WWE ref, you know, and then Jessica's also a woman WWE ref. Both used to be wrestlers, okay? If we can get another black woman WWE ref on SmackDown, and honestly, she didn't gotta be black. She be Asian, Native American, daggone, Hispanic, like variety. I'm here for the girls, okay? Put another woman on SmackDown, okay? Like, the men I get, and some of the men been referenced since I was young. Attitude Era, like the man with the blonde bob, that been on there. I think he been wrestling for the early 2000s, okay? I mean, reffing. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not trying to take people out of their jobs, but I'm saying, if we give opportunities to 5011 wrestlers that's trying to come up into the business, the refs should be the same. I don't know when I got all these mosquito bites around my feet. It must have been a mosquito that came to my house last night, because I'm getting all these mosquito bites on my toes, and it's itching in this random spots, like by my Achilles heel, on my toe, and I stick one of my feet out. I stick one of my feet or foots. I stick one of them out when I sleep, out of the covers. So, and it ate up that one, ate up that foot. So no, it didn't. It's the other foot that I stick out. Anyways, yeah, so she announced, and Baron and Carmelo did good. Someone was like, Baron came all the way to SmackDown to lose, huh? And I was like, not necessarily. I was like, you know, whoever's in charge could give us a twist and have Baron win. But he didn't. He ended up losing. Which I didn't, it didn't faze me no way. You know what I'm saying? Between them two. NXT alums or re-alums or whatever. Like, I knew Carmelo and Baron was gonna be a good match. Then it was Naomi and Nia. Okay. Paz. First of all, Naomi Sarah's looks, okay? She got 10,000 looks. So I don't know if that is an old gear or a new gear. Don't make me no difference. I know Paz be doing his thing with his designing, okay? He does that, okay? And then Christina and Miss Sandra, they do what they do when they put it together. But let me tell you something. And then she got my color on lime green, neon lime green. So then, because I was like, did she have that on? What? Then I was like, no, I don't think. But I guess I think I'm getting the gear she had on tonight confused with the flames with the ends around them, or was it the flames that she had ends around them and they look like Nickelodeon splats, or was it I don't know, but I'm getting one of them confused. Okay, then Nia comes out in red, and I've never seen her in red or don't remember seeing her in red. She looks great. She got the natural hair. She colored her hair. Looked like she went lighter in the front. Like, it looked good on her. Okay. Coming out, guns fighting. Twitter stuff is hilarious. Like, Naomi put up the Rock's family tree thing he had at WrestleMania. He put an X over Nia's name. And then told her she can't come to the cookout, family cookout. I'm like, girl, she coming to that cookout, okay? I'm like, she is team no yeet. She said it on the not Netflix, the YouTube thing, when they had the vlog of the brothers before WrestleMania, and Jimmy was like, come here. He was like, so who you going for? Basically asked her. And he was like, team no yeet. So if anything, she gonna be at y'all cookout. It was a good match though. And someone's like, I don't think Nia's had a bad match since she's been here. And I was like, she hasn't. And that's the reason why I got upset when someone was like, she's a jobber. She loses every match. And I was like, she don't lose every match. So I'm like, if you go back statistically, because somebody had put it up, and I had to Google it to make sure. So it was on more than one site. Every legend and Hall of Famer has won 27 to 47% of their matches. Okay? Because when you first come up, a person that's probably leaving out or getting older is going to have you win probably 9 times out of 10 within your first month, okay, of being here. So you're going to probably have a little winning streak for a tiny bit, then start losing a lot, then get a title shot, probably win in between that, and then after your title loss, you're going to be losing again, and then fighting to get another title shot. And then as you get older and more mature in the business, I would say you are pushing ahead the next generation of women or men. So you're going to lose a lot. Like, so to think that most of these stars is going to win most of their matches, and it's a whole bunch of people on the roster, it's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's another thing. And I was like, no, dog, like, and even if she was, okay, she ain't got no complaints, or if she did, we don't know about it. She getting paid, okay? But I don't see her like that. Like, she be eating the matches up. I still remember her and Becky when they came to Raw in March, and that match they had, that match was phenomenal. I had to go back on Hulu and rewatch it from a camera angle aspect, because watching stuff live and then watching stuff at home is different. I had to watch it like a week later, or a couple weeks later. Also because I want to hear the commentary of Pat and Cole. Like, that's one of my favorite things of Raw. And unless I guess you sit behind them, I don't know, even know if the people sitting behind them can hear them. But you don't hear what they saying. So, like, but I'll be at Raw again in like 2 weeks. Yeah, so they did their thing. That holy grail that Naomi did on, first of all, before that daggone Samoan drop that Nia did on Naomi outside the ring, I was like, she ain't getting up. And then she got up. But I was like, this is how you can tell they family, because Nia had picked Naomi life like this. And not only she slams her opponents down like that, she did like a little slam. The mat didn't sound as hard as when she slammed somebody like a Becky or anybody else. Like, you can hear the difference in how the mat sounds when a person gets slammed hard versus when they don't. Then when she tried, Naomi caught her up there and did the holy grail, and I was like, oh, and I missed it because I was sitting here trying to hurry up and tweet. I said, replay, please replay it. And they replayed it. And I was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, oh my God. Like, such a good match. So then after that, I already said something about the Bianca and what's the name match. Bianca ended up winning, even though she got hit and hurt with her knee by Indy. That's why I think it should be a tag team, because Indy interfered. And I don't know who did Indy makeup today, but okay, they did that. Okay, y'all did her makeup. Okay, face was beat to the gods. Okay, and I was like, that's gonna be a problem. You know what else is when Kayla was talking to Bayley, and Bayley I think said she wanted to see how Jade was going, and then Chelsea, which I liked her top by the way, And Piper came up and she was like, you need to be wearing that. And then they showed Bayley walk away. And I was like, do she look like she's scared? And then they showed Piper up close. So Piper, the frills on her gear, I'm very interested to know what the pink designs are. Because from a far back standpoint, it kind of looks like the designs of how African tribes or Native American or Samoan tribes have. I want to see up close. I might have to get like a picture and look. I'm like very interested in the design of it now. I was like, I never noticed that. Like, I noticed she had pink, but I ain't never been like, the camera's never been up close. And that's another reason why I asked on France was, did they have different types of cameras? Because someone was like, they had 8K cameras. But I was like, why it look different in France than it do in America? Okay? If they use the same cameras. Like, or they only use special cameras over there because that's the cameras they got. Like, I'm not, because the views don't look the same. Or is it just me? It might just be me. I don't know. But I watch everything from the same TV. So I'm trying to figure it out. Okay? There's something about when they was in France that it looked clearer. So if it is the cameras, bring that to the States if y'all don't have it. Or use them all the time. Okay? So then, now I'm getting sleepy. So then Jade walks up before that. I said, okay, lime green. Okay. Come on, lime green. That's what I said. I was like, she looks great. Okay. I know lime green just like, and I was like, I know lime green just like her. Naomi, they're both their favorite color. I was like, and then she's a 1908 girly. Okay. Green is in her repertoire. Okay. For those that don't know, 1908 is Divine Nine. It's an AKA, it's a sorority for black women. That was founded by black women at Howard. So, the first female sorority. And their colors are pink and green. So, yeah, she comes out. She always comes in the camera talking her trash. I said, that's how you know she a ball player. Okay? One thing a ball player gonna do is talk trash. Okay? They don't care if they the sixth man on the bench. They don't care if they got drafted the last person on. They gonna talk trash. They could be trash. Play outside the basketball court. Go to the court. Okay, y'all done had 10 games. He or she was trash all 10 games. They still gonna talk trash. That is basketball players for you. Okay. It comes with the package, okay? I don't know much about football players. As far as all I know is they talk trash from the sidelines, and I only know that because I went to all my brother's games. He talked trash whether they winning or losing. My brother and my sisters are they're terrible. They're sore losers, but they're terrible winners too. So, yeah, for a while, Jay tried to come up, they sized each other up. I was like, it was interesting. It was an interesting match. Because for a while, she tried to do her angles that she did with the Kabuki Warriors and stuff like that. And I know she's talked about a lot that iron sharpens iron. But at the same time, I'm like, Piper a different breed now. Okay? You're not going. Now, I would say, if anybody in the women's divisions was a job probably for them, it would probably be them as a tag team. So Piper was giving it to her. Okay. She couldn't get it. She fell on her back. Her lower back was hurt. And I was like, welcome to WWE. And then she turned around. Chelsea smacked the hell out of her. And I said, that's probably for her losing to you in that smash match at Raw a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago. Okay. But, and then that cannonball that Piper gave her, I said, I know that hurt. Okay. So, I was like, oh, Jade is going to end up winning. And I was like, the only reason why they will have her win, in my opinion, one of the reasons why, there's like I said, it's probably gonna be some people's like it's gonna be Bianca versus Jade. I don't think it's gonna get past round 2. To be honest with you, like they gave her a title, I don't think she's gonna win. Make it to the finals for Queen of the Ring. Like who she fights? She fights Nia. I feel like that match was brewing because she threw Nia out at Royal Rumble. I don't think she's getting past Nia. That's just my opinion. She don't, because some people's like, she's not going to get past Piper, and then some people say she is going to get past Piper, and I was like, the only reason why she probably is because it's not going to make her look, it's not going to be a good life for her if she just won the tag team titles and then you lose to one of the people that's in a tag team group from another group. Like, they're going to be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you a champion and you losing? Okay? Which, in a sense, champions can lose, especially if it's not up on, like, if you have a match where the title's not on the line, it's just a regular match, then I wouldn't care to win. I'm not about to put my all into something if I have no shot or it doesn't matter, if that makes sense. But I was like, if they're going to have her lose, they're not going to have her lose. Because they're going to be like, well, then why do we give her the championship if she can't hold it down for 1 week? She already loses. It's been 6 days. But you never know, because at the same time, Cody and Jade lost their title in 9 days. So she could have lost the match. But she picked Piper up and did the Jaded move. And I said, did Piper fall face first? Like, she didn't have time to hold her hands? First of all, I was impressed that she did the Jaded move on Piper. But I was like, she fell face first. Okay. She should be, I don't know. Because that's what's that, wood and blanket face first? So she was holding up her back. I said, I know that back hurt. Excuse me. The silver of the belt and her hair match. And then, of course, the Bianca situation came out. And then after that, it was the promo with Randy and them talking about the bloodline and how he coming basically for them because they came after, like, they injured his, they ain't add KO to the list of injured people. So it's like, so far it's like 9 people that's injured or out. And then, excuse me, they say it speaks to the talent of WWE how all these top superstars are out and we still can carry on the show. So they was like Charlotte, CM Punk, Drew, Bobby, Seth. They had Dom up there, even though he's still coming to shows. I'm missing some people. It was 9 people up there. Oscar, which I was surprised. I ain't watched Monday, so I ain't know. I ain't know she was injured. Okay. And then KO might have been up there, but I wasn't paying no attention for real. Like I glanced at it and I was like, dang, it is 8, 9 people out, ain't it? So I know for a fact they had, yeah. Oh, okay. So it was Asuka, Charlotte, Rhea, right? Those are the 3 women that are out. I think it's only 3 women that are out. If it's more, I don't know. I gotta replay it in my mind. Like, so those 3 women are out. Then you got Seth. Then you got CM Punk. Then you got Drew. Then you got Bobby. And there's 2 other. Oh, Dom. And then somebody else. So it might have been KO. Yeah, so I forgot about Big E. They didn't even put KO on the list. Oh, my hair. Yeah, so Big E, Bobby, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. They have Dom on there. They have, even though he's coming to Raw, he just got a sling on him. They got Rhea, Charlotte, Asuka, Seth. So if you add K on there from getting the spike, that's 10. We'll know how long it'll be before he comes back. I don't know why Jimmy's on hiatus. I'm assuming it's because his kids are older. One I think might be graduating or prom and all that, so he's probably home for that. Or taking a mental break, you know. Sometimes it's a lot. And if I'm spending most of my children's life like chasing my dream, but I barely get to see them, I'm going to be there for certain moments, like homecoming queen if I can make it. I'm going to be there for prom. I'm going to be there for graduations, 18th birthday, 16th birthday. If they have a championship game, be there for that. If I'm home on a Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday and they have practice, I'm popping up to that. Like, to make sure it's not about the amount of time, it's about the quality of time, because it's parents that work regular jobs, you know. Some of them work the same hours their kids go to school, and they get home, they don't spend no time with their children. So you might as well, your kids know you there, but you ain't there. Yeah, so after that, it was jump about Randy getting back with the bloodline, getting them back for having KO out, which is one of my favorites. Okay, he's one of my current favorites. Then they had, which I was excited about, the Shinsuke promo. Okay, I love Shinsuke. He crazy as hell, but I love him. They had the DIY promo. We knew they was coming to SmackDown. I just love the fact that they kept the green as Generation X or Regeneration X. Because Truth was calling them Triple H and Heartbreak Kid. So they kept the green and stuff like that. I love the green. It's something about that green, the slate gray, or the light, like, it's not slate because slate is darker. The gray, it's a little darker than regular gray, but it's not as dark as slate. And then the black together, that is really good. Like the gear, the gray and the black and the green gear that LA Knight has, like something about that mixture. And also the DIY black and thing with the DIY and the lime green. Like, I'm here for it. So then he did his, Shinsuke did his whole promo. Love. I can't wait to see what he's going to do on SmackDown. Now, I will say, they show Andrade coming to SmackDown. So that means when the Queen comes back, she's going to be back on SmackDown. But what had me is they had him with the mask and stuff, which I'm cool with, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, so everybody trying to do a Shinsuke promo? Like, Shinsuke, the past year and a half, has made that famous. Like him coming up close, eyes getting big, talking like this, wearing his hair in the bun with the natural curls coming in the back, speaking in Japanese. And I thought Andrade was going to do kind of the same thing, but he did his promo in English instead of Spanish. I think it would have been cooler in Spanish. And then they had the words on the bottom. But I was like, y'all can't do like my man Shinsuke, okay? Let Shinsuke have his thing. Let Shinsuke do Shinsuke, okay? They tried to do a little bit with Asuka, but they couldn't do it with Asuka. Not Asuka, y'all. I meant EO. I'm just getting irritated because, sorry, somebody keeps calling me and I'm like, bruh, stop calling me. I don't even like to talk to people after a certain time. Like, please text me. 9 times out of 10, I'm either asleep, and if I'm not asleep, I don't want to talk. Like, it's my time. I talk all day at work. I don't even really like talking to people, but I like talking to people at the same time. If that makes sense. Like, I want to have conversations with people. I don't mind that, but I don't want to have scripted conversations, and I have to do that for part of my job. Like, I don't want to talk. And anyways, so Yeah, it was. They tried to do that with the EO situation. So then after that, which was pretty good. I think she speaks speaks Japanese faster than him. The thing, it got interrupted though because Bayley came and beat her behind. So that I'm tired now. Like, threw me off for a whole 40 minutes. I don't even talk after that. Like, if I'm on the phone before 9 and it runs over after past a certain point, then I'm okay still being on the phone. But don't call me after a certain time. And the only reason why I answer is because it's family. And if it wasn't family, I wouldn't even be answering half the time, depending on who it is in the family. I still don't answer because you don't be wanting nothing. Like, not like that, but like, I gotta go to bed most of the time. I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm not trying to, and then want to be on the phone for 2 hours. Like, I don't want to do that. So then, yeah, so I thought it was that type of promo. So then Paul came and wanted to talk to Solo by himself. So then Solo was like, he asked him, I think, about something about the bloodline, something like that. And Solo was like, oh, like how you took Roman out the draft or something like that. He was like, that took us from the number 1 spot to 3rd round. You trying to take food out my kids' mouths? Shout out to his babies because they are the cutest thing. I follow his wife on IG. And she, yeah. So he was like, no. And I looked and I said, hey, Solo wet his hair one. This part looks thinner than the top. So he might have got it cut down some. But then I'm like, he growing his beard in? And I'm like, his hair is like a sandy color because his beard is like a light brown. I'll tell you, I pay attention. Like, yeah, like it. The gloves still be getting me though. Like, not you having the gloves. So I was like, okay, not them having like a Goodfellas moment. So then when he told him, he was like, you ain't talked to Roman since WrestleMania. He was like, when he lost our championship. I said, not our championship. Then he was like, I have. And I said, ooh. And then he was like, you had a moment with my brother. You walked past him. Like, you was asking him or giving him a sign to say that you needed help, something like that. And he was like, no, or something. I was like, that's not what it looked like to me. Okay. So then he was like, what did he say? He said, I have. He was like, he basically told me that I'm in charge. And so that makes you my wise man. And Paul's face, I start crying, laughing, because he's like, so his face. So then after that, he was like, yeah, so he was like, I'm married, my wise man. He was like, I love you, wise man. I love you. And then he looked back at the other two, and I said, oh, okay. So then I said, that's crazy. I said, first of all, I think I said something about Solo's hair or something like that, him talking or something, I forgot. Then I said, I think I said I love the fact that he's talking again. I was like, Paul's face when he said that he's his wise man had me cracking up. Okay. Then I was like, well, Roman did say he was the next in line, so I guess that would make him the next tribal chief in Raw line. He was like, well, unless he's lying. I said, yeah. I said, he could be lying, and it could be on some Roman come back and was like, or it could be on some Roman come back and be like, I told you to take over, but not like this. And so the whole situation between him and Solo, and then that will cause Bloodline versus Bloodline, either Survivor Series or WrestleMania. First of all, I would say WrestleMania. I mean Survivor Series. Because if it ended up being WrestleMania, not unless, because they say they want Rock and Roman for WrestleMania 41. But if that doesn't happen, it would be Bloodline versus Bloodline for WrestleMania 41. Drag the whole story out for a year. And then have Rock versus Cody Rhodes. So if anything, he'll keep his title at least for a year and a day. Or a year and some change. Okay? And then him maybe lose it next SummerSlam. But then I'm like, who else would he challenge? Because there's not that many people on a Raw roster. You know what I'm saying? Not unless tag teams get single titles. So then it ended up being Tonga, him coming out, which I'm not mad at his music or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. Then he comes out. I said, does he always come up the stairs like that? Like, I didn't. Speaking of entrances, I'm not on that mess yet. I'll get to it. I had to think about it. I was like, does he always come up the stairs like that, or was that new? Okay. Like, I didn't watch him much on in JPW, so I don't know. Okay. So then, of course, the Pride come out with, minus Bobby. So this is the match I wanted to see for the men. So Montez runs out, and I'm like, where the hell is he going? He run out to the side of the crowd. Because the only other people that I know that got a reaction in France that had one, like Naomi and Jade, were the Street Profits. The Street Profits got such a reaction. Like, Ray was singing Randy's song, yes, and Cody's song. The Street Profits got such a reaction with, like, the movement and stuff that they was out in the audience. And I said, okay. And that was a Smackdown before Backlash. So, okay. So then they come out, and I said, okay, come on, Dawkins. Like, I'm proud of him. I want to see what the dungeon has been doing for him, because I follow Natty, and I know she always talks about how, like, him and, like, BFAB has been, like, goes to her gym, and they help train and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm ready for it. So they fighting, getting their life, So then Solo tries to interfere. He gets Tama, and he gets Solo. So then Montez drags him down, hits Solo, and then poses at the camera. And I'm like, what is happening? I was cracking up. So then after that, he poses in the camera, right? Solo comes to. Solo ends up beating, like, getting Montez, him and, I can't think of his name. I know his name. I can't say it right, so I'm not going to say it. Tama's brother, okay? I know it takes me a while with the names, okay? So he comes out, which he looks great in a suit, by the way. So, and I was like, what's with everybody in these vest Jones? Tama got one, Baron got one, Jay wore his on Raw, because I was watching that match before Smackdown came on. I didn't know that was the first match. I just like, let me get a glimpse what happened on Raw. In between, we try to change my transmission fluid. Thank God for YouTube. And then it starts pouring down randomly when I get out there. So I'm like, okay, God, I'm going to leave it alone today. Hey, it saves me $200. Fun fact, in high school, growing up, I always wanted to be an artist. Any type of artist. Singer, because I have a lot of musicians and stuff in my family. So I wanted to be a singer, dancer. Then I found out I like to draw. I did poetry, sang in the choir, played instruments. My mom bought me a sewing machine when I was little. Did home ec. But I was really like logical with math. Really good math. Had A's in math my whole time in elementary school all the way up to college. Had a sewing machine. At one point in time, I wanted a telescope. I can't remember if we had one or not. I think my sister ended up getting one, and I ended up using it. I my other sister had an easy bake oven. Anything arts, like I'm good at baking, chemistry, because I mix chemistry with arts. Like, you got to be precise. I'm good at hair, coloring. I mix chemistry with arts. And then I fell in love with hair and basketball at the same time since I was 10. So I wanted to be an artist in the form of hair, play basketball. Then I got to high school. My thing was I was going to be the rich auntie, no kids. Okay, so I was going to be a little rant. I was going to have a hair salon, have a Jeep. I wanted a Jeep like my aunt. And then when I wasn't working, ride through the country and take like go on trips and then come back and bring my nieces and stuff. Never thought of marriage, never thought of kids. Got to high school, had a mechanic class, found out the mechanic teacher was discriminatory towards women. So the girls read everything in the book, but they didn't get to work on the cars. Wanted to take a mechanic. So like this part of my life now, I'm learning mechanic stuff in my big age. I'm excited about it. So hence the changing of the transmission fluid. Like I changed my filters. I changed my light bulbs and my license plates in the back. I changed my fuses. Checked my oil. My dad showed me how to. I know how to switch brakes out. I don't have the tools for them. My dad showed me how to do a home oil change for the house once, but I don't remember that. So I go to the shop. But anyways, so and make stuff. I go to the shop. I got to get stuff on my hood done, like belts and stuff. I'm not messing with that. But so yeah, so they come help. Dawkins get distracted, and I was like, yeah, here we go. He gets distracted, ended up losing the match, and I was like, now this is the same thing that happened last time. Was it? Yeah, when the Street Profits, I think, ended up fighting. Final Testament was attacking B-Fab and Bobby in the back. And then Montez had a solo shot. I think they ended up attacking either the rest of the Pride or just Dawkins. And I'm like, this happened every time there's 4 Street Profits. And somebody was like, GOD versus Street Profits, I like it. I'm like, I just want them to get titles, okay? Not even a title shot. Give them their titles tomorrow. Like, I'm so over this. Them getting distracted and losing, and them getting distracted and losing. Like, I still feel some type of way that his wife got another title in a span of 6 months before he got another title. Like, and I love Bianca down. You hear me? She's on everybody. She's on the face of everything. Stuff like that. She's the first woman of color to be on the front of the video game. She's on all the posters, which baffles me because she's on the posters. This is even before she won the titles, okay? And Bayley's a champion and not on none of the posters. So someone was like, this is either a running inside joke with graphic and design and production people that does the posters, or they got an out for Bayley. Because I'm like, okay, because how she not on the WrestleMania posters? This thing was getting on my nerves. Nor now she's not on the SummerSlam poster. So what are y'all trying to tell us? She about to lose this title? Like, or y'all just ain't put her on there? Like, I'm not understanding. Or she doesn't have a good enough story right now for y'all to not put her in the mix. But because I guess Jade is here and y'all promised her like a good run, y'all going to try to uplift the women's tag team title. But don't put the women's the world one is Raw. The women's Smackdown title on the back burner because y'all want to uplift the tag team titles. If that is the case, send them to Raw for a little bit and let them fight the women there for a couple weeks. And then let Bayley get her shine on SmackDown. Like, y'all can't keep doing my girl like that. Okay? And they said whoever wins is Queen of the Ring. But what does that mean? Is that like Money in the Bank and you get a title shot? I don't know, y'all. Like I said, I just started watching back 2 years ago. I didn't even know they had a King of the Ring since 1985. And if I did, I didn't remember what it was called. Like, I remember Austin 316 says this, and that's where the shirts came from, and it was from him, King of the Ring. And I remember Booker being King of the Ring. Okay?
But that's it. and Triple H. Them the only three I remember. Like anybody else in between that time, I don't remember at all. I don't like they showed a glimpse of Kurt Angle being King of Ring. And I was like, I might have to look at a clip because I was like, maybe my memory will get a lot. Because I was like, I don't remember that. And I was watching WWF at the time heavily, okay? Heavenly. Like we had a certain bedtime at 9:30. And Smackdown used to come on. Was it Thursday nights on UPN? If I recall correctly. Because back then it was UPN and WB. I think it used to come on UPN, right? And it went off at 10. I think it was the same time, if I'm not mistaken. And my sisters and I would go to bed, like my mom, at 9:30. We would go in the rec room, which is in the basement across from our rooms, and cut the volume of the TV on like 2. So she couldn't hear it, and be real close to the TV and watch the last 30 minutes before we went to bed. And then with Raw, we would try to do the same thing if we didn't get tired. But I don't remember Kurt like being. I gotta go back and look on YouTube clips because I honestly don't. And that's no shade to him. That's just because my memory. No shade. Like Austin is in my top 8, so I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember Kirk's in my top 8. And of course, I remember Booker T because I can never forget him being a King of Ring. Like, it was such a spectacle and stuff like that. And then also with the rivalry he had with the people that I like. So it was, I'm always going to remember him and the Spinneroonie and all that. But I don't remember Kurt. I don't. Just like I didn't remember that Christian Edge won all the TLCs every time. I just thought, I don't know. Like that did not go in my memory bank. Yeah, so that happened, that match, right? So then Randy and AJ came out. AJ came out first, that phenomenal, and then his song comes out. And then he goes on the ring too, and then he bounces up against the rope. And I was like, what is it with his injury like that? And I said, it makes me chuckle every time. And I was like, because it's like he's running and then forgets the rope is there. Like, I don't know what the concept is with that. But to me, I find it hilarious, okay? Like, the match was good. And then I was like, is it the camera being up close or is he just getting bigger? Because I'm like, his arm look as big as Cena's arm used to. Now, Cena has said when he came back that he's lost a lot of weight. Like, he's leaner, even though he still has muscle because he's older. And then 2, he does like more yoga and he doesn't lift as heavy. So his arms are not as big as they used to be. But AJ's arms are as big as Cena's used to be. Okay? I don't know what the hell he got going on. And if that was his real house that they shot when LA got arrested, he got a huge house. But then again, it's Georgia. Like, you can get a nice size house in like Georgia, Texas, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Florida for the low. Okay, the price that it costs for a house here and where I'm from, that size house, you gonna pay some millions. Okay, I'll let you know that off the rip. Not there. Especially depending on where you get it. Like, if I tell you I want a huge house in Georgia, this, and I want it maybe 45 minutes outside of Atlanta, and now they call everything that's within the hour range of Atlanta, even though it's not. That's like they call everything the DMV, and it's not the DC area. Okay, if you can't take a train to get there to a metro, or you can't get the metro there, is not the DMV. Okay, like they be like Baltimore, no. Southern Virginia, no. Okay, once you pass not even Fredericksburg, once you pass Quantico, like Manassas, all that is no longer the DMV. Okay. Ooh. So, ooh, that's like the tri-state area, and you saying something outside of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and you can't take the train or express train or Amtrak there, and then try to call it tri-state. No, it's not. And then Jersey is real specific because it's either South or North Jersey. And then South Jersey, from what I heard, is like exit 7 and down. And they're more prone to be like people that are from Philly, which I know, I witnessed. And then North Jersey has more of the culture of like New York. So just be specific. Just transplants, people that live there, move there to a certain city. I don't care if you've been there 5 seconds or 20 years. You are not a you ain't really try to get down with the culture and stuff, or the sayings and all that of where you live at. Don't be talking like you know what you be talking about, because you don't know. Especially when it comes to stuff like that. Okay. It's irritating to the people that are originally from there. It's irritating. But yeah, so they come out, and then Randy comes out, they sing his song. So when Jade left, she signed somebody's thing, and then Randy came in, he signed somebody's thing. And I ain't even think to look, but I was like, is that the same kid? Like, how many posters that little boy got? And if not, if that is the same kid, that's impressive, okay? And your parents ride for you, because you done brought, that baby said, I'm going to bring everything I got so I can get it signed. And the parents was like, okay, we got your back. Let me take this here out, because it's irritating me now. And, ooh. So he comes out and he waits and stuff, and ooh. And the match starts, and AJ ends up getting a hold of Randy's leg or knee and figuring out that's a weak spot. And I was like, is that the same knee I think from Royal Rumble? And then he ends up driving into like you know how like Ron does like the train that he goes around. He ends up sprinting into Randy, catching him at the bottom, mess his knee up again. So then they do it when they come back from commercial. He's getting on it, and then the ref was like, "Hey," so he tries to pin him. Randy ain't going for that. I don't know how the hell he ends up getting up out of that. This is after Randy slams AJ on the announcement table stuff. He tried to vintage Orton him. I think it worked. I can't remember if it worked or not. Then he AJ tried to phenomenal forearm him. That does not work. He ends up moving out the way or something like that. So then then he gets him again, tries to get him again with his arm and stuff like that. Doesn't work, okay? No, it's too much. Oh, that's why it's caught. Okay, so doesn't work. I'm ready to take these out, and I put these in a week ago. Sorry. Doesn't work. He's in pain, okay? Then AJ ends up phenomenal forearming him, and I thought that was it. I honestly did. And then he finds the ring and he taps like, and I'm like, oh my God. Cause I look, and then he looked at the ref and the ref looked at him like, and I said, I thought that was it too. Like I thought AJ had him. Okay. So then there's no way to do this. So then Randy, he does a phenomenal, I think, I forgot what AJ tried to do on him that time. And Randy catches him mid-air, right? And then RKO's him.
And then that was all she wrote. And he ends up going. And I was like, Lord, he got to face Carmelo next week. Okay? It's like, that's going to be interesting. Because I don't think Carmelo has fought someone like Randy before. So that's going to be an interesting situation. And I'm glad that Randy made it past the first round, because I'm like, AJ's had a title match. AJ just had one and he lost. So I don't think that he needs to do King of Ring this time. Maybe next time or whatever. And then the thing with speaking of titles, I was like, so Logan is going to be it's not King right go. Logan is going to be Cody's next he's going to be Cody's next thing, right? So I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. If it's not right to me, I can't. He's going to be Cody's next. So I was like, is it just for Cody's title? Or is it for both titles? Like whoever winner take all type situation. Because I was like, if it's for both titles, that'd be interesting. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But we'll see. So, but overall, pretty good, like I said. The bloodline thing unfolding is interesting. I can't wait until we get more into like June, because that's when the new people that came over here really settle into their role at the roster type situation. So it's we get to see how they play into effect into like current stories and then start new stories. I think Shinsuke's been one of the people that's bounced back and forth this past year. I think him and Cody, because I think 2 years ago they were on Smackdown and then they both went to Raw. Now they're both back on Smackdown. So this is going to be interesting. Ooh. To see. But I more so want to see the men's tag team. Like what's going to happen with that. Like we know Cody's going to have his stuff with, because he's Cody and he's the undisputed champion, but like what is going to happen with the men's tag team in the US title, because Logan really only defends it at PLEs. But if he's signed to SmackDown because he's a champion, that means he's going to have to defend his, or are they going to keep it like exclusive, kind of like with Gunther? Gunther might have had 2 matches a month, and then like every PLE he had a match. He didn't fight for his title as much as Seth fought his. And it seems like every year they have 1 or 2 superstars that like spend the most time, have the most matches. And I think Seth might have been one of them last year, because I know 2 years ago it was like the Usos. So I'm about to go to bed. What time is it? It is 11:46. I've been done with this 40 minutes ago. Not 40 minutes ago. What? Yeah, 40 minutes ago. It would have only taken me maybe 45 minutes to an hour to say all this and rant and stuff. But people and me, once I get tired, I get a little irritated or silly. But tonight I'm just irritated because I don't want to talk. Like it messes. I don't know. But I'm not like rude type person. I'm just like, please leave me alone. I don't want to, Anyways, I hope everyone has a great night. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy your moms. I hope for those that get it and can travel to see theirs or go over their house to see theirs, go see them. I hope And don't forget your wife or your child's mother. If the kids don't have money, want to get something for her, y'all not together, please do that, because she holding it down. More than likely she got your kids. You ain't got to send her no romantic gesture, but like if the kids want to get mom a card, you know what I'm saying, they like 5, like give them a couple dollars to get their mama card. But yeah, like hold it down, okay? The best, whatever she wants to do on her day, let her do it on her day, okay? Do that. Don't do what you think she wants to do on her day. Not unless you probably know her like the back of the book. But if she just wants to lay in bed for the first half of the day and do nothing, then bring her breakfast in bed. Leave her alone so she can sleep in, watch her shows and be on her phone and stuff. And then if she wants to spend time with y'all later, let her do that. But let her have her day. Okay? Don't come to her fussing. Don't come to her crying and nothing like that, especially if you're in a 2-parent household. Don't leave the house dirty. Do something so you take care of it, because that's her job. Not only is she the MVP of the family, 9 times out of 10, she done birthed the kids. She got marks on her body. There's very few women that don't. God bless you. She's marked up, okay, like a tiger. For the women that have C-sections, okay. Oh, and happy Mother's Day also to the moms that want to conceive children and can't conceive children. So you either are going to be childless, you have godchildren, you adopt or have foster kids. Like, you are important too. This is your day too, okay? Because we know you have the desire to, you just can't. So have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.